Hey, this is Brad at Rugged, and what we're going to do now is a 2-to-1 ice challenge. Most cooler manufacturers online, you'll find that they're recommending a 2-to-1 ice to beverage ratio, whether that's cans of soda, beer, waters, whatever have you. We've got our Rugged 60-quart cooler here in white, and we're going to put it up against an Arctic 65-quart and a YETI 65. There's 24 cans. Next we got the Arctic. There we go. You'll see on this YETI 65 that it's not going to be a full 65 quart, so we're going to be stacked up just a little bit more in here. Cool. We're going to get a replacement for that one quick. It's this one here. Packed kind of tight between the two rows. On the Arctic, there's a little bit more space in here. It's probably going to get a little more ice in between those cans. Back to the Rugged. Not quite as much space as that Arctic, but there is some space in there. Actually, it's about the same now. But I put my hands in there, so we're gonna get some more ice down in those beers. All right, we're back from our ice run to town quick. We're gonna open up the coolers, shoot the temperatures. It's about 83 degrees today. I'm gonna put in, I busted one of the Coors Lights, so we're gonna put in a different brand of cheap beer just to show that we're open to all brands of domestic cheap beer. These are 10-pound bags of ice. So there's one bag. And really quick before that cools down, let me get the back of the cooler here. This is going to be 72.5 degrees across the back of the cooler. I almost forgot, so good memory there. Working overtime. All right. We're pushing, this one's a little warmer. This one's 74 degrees on the back of the cooler. I did have the ice, a little bit of ice in the YETI, but I think they're all going to be within 2 degrees of each other, I'd say. 74. 74. Something you'll notice, you see I hit that cooler and this top barely moves. Some of these other two, the top's pretty loose, they'll slam down on you. Kind of a pain in the butt. If you're ice connoisseurs like us, you'll see we got nice big chunks of ice like that. That's the kind of ice you want to pack in a cooler. So we're going to close them all up real fast. Well, there we go, 83 degrees, all coolers packed. Today it's 70 degrees, a little overcast, so let's go ahead and open these up. The Rugged, again, with ice in it, is going to have a pretty good seal. Always seems to be the case with these cam latches. Look at that, I'm pulling up on the latches and it's not even breaking the seal. So we'll go ahead and pop that. Pressure release, and look at that, you barely, I'm going to peek in here a little bit. They're starting to get some ice in the bottom there. And the beer wasn't refrigerated. There's 2 rows of beer. There's still can above water surface there, so it's doing really good. And again, you'll see that it just opens up there. Whoops, these lids close pretty quick. About the same amount of water. This is a little bit bigger interior of the 3 coolers, the biggest interior of the 3 coolers. So we're gonna move it around again. Here, if you want to come back in here, you can see this is the single level, this is the second level. So and then we've got the YETI 65. Again, this is going to be the smallest interior size cooler, so it should be holding ice the best. We're going to go get the one random can in there, but all coolers still have ice. This was almost 24-hour recheck. We will be back again. Always a nice seal on the Rugged. Lots of ice in here. Still cans above the water level there. Remember, there's 2 rows of cans under here. So the second level of cans is still above the water line. You'll see how easily this one opens here. One finger, not as good of a seal. Cans are floating. Their cans are below the water level here. Remember, this is the biggest cooler on the interior. And now we'll move over to the YETI. I'd say this one's doing the worst right now. There's a lot of water in here. You can see cans are floating. I've got about at least an inch of water above the cans. So we'll close them up and we'll be back tomorrow. Check them again. Start with the Rugged 60 quart. Pull the cam latches. Good seal. Lots of ice. I'm gonna break up some of these chunks in here, but you can see how much ice is in there. There's a lot. Still holding the cans down. And decent amount of ice, not nearly as much. You can see the cans are floating a little bit, the second level of cans. We'll break up these chunks. More water than the rugged, but still has some ice. About the same. You can see the cans floating in both the YETI and the Arctic. The cans are floating in there. Still ice though. Probably the YETI and the Arctic are super comparable right now. The rugged's definitely in the lead. Hit the pressure release valve just in case that seal is really tight on there. Lots of ice in here still. You can see some really nice big, almost full cubes of ice. Cans are starting to float. They were not floating yesterday, but there's still a lot of ice in there. That one's gonna have ice tomorrow for sure. There is still ice. You can see the cans floating, but there's still some ice. Not sure what it's gonna look like tomorrow, if there's gonna be ice in there or not. Maybe, it does have a chance. And here's the YETI. Again, a little smaller, cooler than the Arctic and the rugged. There is still ice in here. I'd call this one even with the Arctic. Possibly some ice in there tomorrow. 6 days, we've checked it 5 times. We checked it Tuesday through Saturday to loosen that seal. And we do have some ice in here, some solid ice. Based on what I'm seeing in here, these other two aren't gonna have anything. We'll shoot the back of the cooler, 40 degrees on the back. Of course, this water is gonna be, we got our helper Hamilton today, 33, 34 degrees on the water, and 40 and a half, 41 degrees on the Roto Molded Cooler. So I don't think these other two are gonna have anything left. We'll open them and we'll shoot the temperatures, but I'm pretty sure the rugged came out on top. Here's the Arctic, 65, no ice. You know, it's cool. It doesn't feel as cool as the rugged. 40 and a half on the water, 45 and a half on the cooler. Hamilton was thinking about taking a drink, but he's gonna pass because, to be honest, the Arctic's just too warm for him, I think. We're gonna go YETI now. No chance this thing has any ice left. There we go, no ice. Water, 40 and a half. Hamilton's checking, still too warm for him. 45 degrees, 45 and a half degrees on the cooler. It's 46, it's just barely warmer than the Arctic. So YETI and Arctic, no ice. Warmer coolers from Monday to Saturday. Rugged's the winner with solid ice left still on Saturday.